Hello and welcome to Official Xbox 360 Magazine's OXM Reports. Now, you might notice a bit of a change of scenery this week. Dirt 3 is the first game in the series since Colin McRae 2005 to feature snow stages. So we've come out here to the land of saunas, flat pack furniture and ABBA to find out what it's like to drive a rally car on ice. Also, I'm here with Martin Snell, who's the instructor here at Extreme Rally. So we've just gone out and had a bit of a play in the Impreza and the Evo. What do you make of my progress so far?
Pretty good. I mean, obviously, it's just very different driving style to that you would normally do on the road. You normally don't have somebody like me sat next to you, telling you what to do constantly, but you're responding well. The Evo's a little bit different to the Subaru. You need to learn to be a little bit more patient and also not use so much power, but generally, very, very good.
What are the sort of key things you have to consider when you're driving on ice as opposed to sort of even gravel?
The difference between ice and gravel is ice is to a certain degree a little easier because the level of grip is the same everywhere, whereas gravel, the grip changes quite consistently. You have to be a lot quicker with your reactions on ice because obviously when the car starts to slide, it's a very slippery surface, and once it's sliding, it's actually not completely in contact with the surface that you're driving the wheels on, so therefore the car will continue to go sideways. Very important for you to drive the car and not allow the car to drive you.
One of the things I've found quite difficult so far is when things start to go wrong, knowing what to do. I mean, how does that differ from, or how do road drivers struggle with that kind of thing?
Most road drivers struggle with that because the brain automatically, when something goes wrong or a car starts to slide very sideways, the brain says, this is wrong, I need to stop it. So therefore, the first reaction is to bail out, take your foot off all the pedals, and in some extreme cases, people actually let go of the steering wheel. What you actually have to do in that situation is you have to keep driving the wheels in order to keep the car moving and get the car to go forwards, which can be quite difficult for a normal road driver because the normal road driver, when a car slides, it's a panic situation. So part of my job is to take that panic away and to try and keep you back on the power. The biggest area we struggle with for road drivers is not actually responding quick enough, and secondly, putting far too much steering in. You don't need an awful lot of steering. And
we had a little problem with the Subarus. Things started to go kind of grindy. What did I do to your car?
Not your fault, but Subarus do struggle with 5-speed transmission. Is not the strongest thing in the world. That car's been here 6 weeks, so it's had a really tough life. A lot of second and third gear movement. What's actually happened, I would think, is that second gear has destroyed itself. So therefore, that's the grinding noise. So it's going to need the gearbox removing, stripping, and repairing. But if you've got your credit card with you, it'll be fine.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to getting back out there.
Great stuff. Me too.
So I'm here with Paul Coleman, who's a senior game designer on Dirt 3. Now, I mean, we've got snow stages back in the game. Was that something the fans were asking for?
Definitely. A lot of our drive has been listening to what the fans wanted in Dirt 3. Snow was one of the things that we've been desperate to get into the game all the way through the series, so we finally got the tech in there and we've managed to implement it, so we're really happy with having it in the game again.
What are the technical challenges of adding snow to a game like Dirt?
Things like tessellation, snow deformation was something that we really wanted to put in, so now you've got snow banks, so if you run wide you'll run into that deformable snow. Also the lighting, we've added sparkles to the snow as well, so we wanted to create an environment that was of the same visual quality as the rest of our environments are in the whole series, so we wanted to bring snow in but bring it in at that correct level.
You've just been out for a ride with our instructor Martin. How did it compare to your feel of the game?
I think the way that the car changes direction is definitely more dynamic in real life. However, the sensation of sliding and maintaining a drift on a loose surface, like a really slippery, almost friction-free surface at times out there on the lake today, I'm really happy with what we've done in the game, and I think we represent snow as well as we possibly can at this stage.
I mean, you've got quite demanding conditions now. You've got the snow, you've got night stages, you've got wet weather and stuff. Has it been difficult to balance that with accessibility for newcomers to the series?
Yeah, well, we've got a system where we look at how much slower players actually are within the studio, and we adapt the AI times based on those weather conditions. So if it's a night stage, the AI are going to be struggling as well. You know, we're not just saying that the AI are going to be infallible in those conditions. We've also added a load of driver assists in there as well. So while Dirt 3 years of visceral rally experience for those fans that really want to go hardcore with their rallying, we've also introduced these driver assists that will let novices get to grips with the series nice and early and just guide them in. And over time, we hope they'll be able to turn those assists off and start to feel the game as we really want it to be played.
Okay, cool. So I'm here with Martin Snell from Extreme Rally again. End of day 2. What's the teacher's report?
Our teacher's report is very good, Mike. We started off going reasonably slowly yesterday, but you took the advice and we learnt quite slowly. This morning we came back and a different driver completely, and by the end of the day you were driving around reasonably unaided. We had a couple of small moments where we had to do a little bit of talking and calm me down again, and particularly when we came near the camera as well, I got a little bit excited, but acquitted yourself very, very well, and a very confident and a very good driver at the end of it as well.
So finally, I guess, do you think it's worth me carrying on, trying to improve?
I think you should definitely come back here next year and spend a little bit more time, and I think you'll improve as you go on there, and I think you should continue to keep going at it and see where you end up.
Excellent, Martin, thank you very much.
Thank you.